Rutherford Issues with Brian Barrett on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSradio.com.
Rutherford Issues is powered by Middle Tennessee Electric. Their charitable foundation, Sharing Change, is funded by members who round up their electric bills to the nearest dollar each month as a donation and support hundreds of nonprofits. You can find out more at sharingchange.org. Catching up with Brent Carter. He's with Rutherford County Emergency Medical Services, or EMS, and we were just talking about the fast start to 2024. I guess you all have been pretty busy.
It's rocking. It's rocking.
It's always rocking.
I know. We're averaging about 125 a day, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And those are 911 calls. So
yeah,
you know,
someone mentioned the number 22 people moving into Rutherford County every day.
I don't doubt it.
That's about an average, you know.
They're selling houses before they're ever built.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I mean, they get the foundation in, and you see the sign up for sale, and then you come back, and they're starting to put the framing up.
Mm-hmm.
Sold sign out front.
It's just
I don't doubt it.
It's crazy the growth that we're seeing, and I'm sure you could probably go back, you know, year over year and just see a steady increase in your call volumes.
Oh yeah. I mean, like we talked about last month was it's like 3,800 is what we're doing on the 911 trucks, and then the transport side of it, they've got 6 trucks running. We're doing about 3,800 with 16 trucks. They're doing about 400 on top of that with 6 trucks a month.
How are you able to? I mean, if as we grow and the call volume goes up, not only do you have to have more paramedics, more EMTs, but you have to have more trucks. You have to have more stations eventually, and you know, we're in the process of building more stations now.
Oh yeah, I mean, we're behind.
Yeah.
So really, according, you know, to the population of Rutherford County, but the 2 new stations they're fixing to open up, Las Casas, which, you know, out there in Milton, Las Casas area is growing also. So that's going to help out a bunch. It'll probably open up in the 1st of March. And then Walter Hill out that way will split up a zone, actually split up 2 zones, MTSU zone and Siegel's zone. And it'll take a little bit of volume off of them when that opens up. And that's supposed to open up around the 1st of May. And so those are the big. Those are the big stations with the storm shelters in them, with EMS in there, fires in there, and then there's an office for a sheriff's officer. So they've all got the storm shelters. They've got a communication center in the front of them. They're the big, fancy, nice stations.
So you mean that, you know, instead of there being a constant siren, you know, at my house from the Siegel station, it may be just,
it could back off a little bit.
Just a little bit.
About the time you just get back to sleep, then the truck will go out again. Yeah, there'll be a little pause in there, let you go back to sleep. And then Plainview, you know, they was going to do it in Christiana, but with fire and EMS all together, Plainview is now the new one. So that'll be the 5th, the big one that everybody's combined in right now that's on the books.
It amazes me that, I mean, it's like those trucks are never at the station.
They aren't.
Because they're always out. Because there's just, like I said, a siren going all the time with something.
Yeah. Well, you know, since we got that new GPS system on all the trucks, so as soon as that call comes in to our communication center, you know, the computer reads it, and whoever's the closest truck's going to get it. So going to get that call. So you might be in Christiana thinking you're going to chill out for 24 hours, and you catch a call, or Eagleville, and you catch a call into Murfreesboro. If you're the closest truck to that call, you're going to it. Don't matter where your station is. So
maybe.
So you are right. They don't get back to their station that often.
Maybe you creep out of Eagleville and you wind up in Rockvale, and you go to Murfreesboro to the hospital to take someone, and by the time you report that you're clear, then
you don't have to report. They give you a time frame on our computer. You know, you got so much time to kick off, and then they're going to put you back in service.
But once you're back in service, you may be in Murfreesboro.
Exactly. You might get stuck for 3 more calls in Murfreesboro or Smyrna.
Yeah.
You know, whoever's running the most, whoever's got the the most trucks out in that area, you might be up here a minute.
So what happens, let's take this for instance, that Eagleville truck is in Murfreesboro at the hospital, and then they get called to another call that they're closest to. What happens in Eagleville if there's a call there?
So then we've got, other stations that they'll pull down.
Okay.
For like a roadside. They'll pull them down. They'll pull the supervisors down to do a roadside. Say Eagleville was transporting to the hospital and Rockville made it back to their station. Now we got Rockville, Eagleville, there's a truck sitting there ready to go. But if Rockville's out, then, Christiana or Salem might come in, and it's just a big shuffle to try to keep whatever end of the county's running a bunch of calls. So move trucks around.
When you say a truck at such and such station, they're really not there very often.
No. I mean, you can be, like I said, you can be over by Blackman, and catch a roadside in Smyrna, and you might be in Smyrna for a while, or you might end up at Rockville on a roadside, or you got two supervisors sitting at roadside, to cover, at least be there for help. They're not going to be able to transport, but they'll be there if that call comes in that area. Yeah, it's a shell game.
It can, it's
but
pretty amazing.
We're doing it good. I mean, the communication center's doing it quite well because our response time's still right there hanging at 6 minutes. From the time you call 911 to the time the EMS shows up.
Those communications folks are the unsung heroes, aren't they?
They watch us behind the scenes. Yep, they take care of us real well.
I mean,
but now we got fire responding to everything. County fire's pretty much responding to everything. City fire's been responding to everything. We've got police officers in the city. We've got sheriff's officers. You're getting the cavalry. So if we're 6.5 minutes, fire may have been there by 5 minutes. Sheriff's officer might have been there 3. Who knows? But you get the cavalry.
But you're going to get somebody.
You're going to get somebody there to help. Yeah, to start something.
Yeah.
Now granted, EMS is going to be the only ones that's going to transport, but we'll take over when we get there.
At least there's
something happening. Somebody there to help.
Yeah. And assessing the situation, and I'm sure that information is relaying.
Yes, sir. Okay. It is via radio or through the communication center, and then they type it in through the computer. So we're reading who shows up on the scene first, what's going on, and the passenger's reading, the driver shouldn't be.
Right.
But yeah, we kind of got what's going on if we're second or third truck in.
It's pretty amazing to see those new buildings coming up. You said Las Casas real soon and Walter Hill soon after. And then
we got Rockville and Kittrell right now.
Yeah, so the fifth and final, that's the final one, is in Plainview.
Yes, sir.
And that'll be a bit for that. It just kind of reminded me with severe weather season coming up, and we always seem to have bad weather during the spring, and if someone needs shelter, those are available in the communities as shelter now. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Got a couple of minutes. You were telling me something about Lucas machines. Can you, what does a Lucas machine do?
So we've got them on all the ambulances and in the supervisor's vehicles now. What they are is cardiac arrest. They do, layperson's terms, they do CPR for us.
Okay.
I guess you could call
Does it look like
us.
the hot pads that you
it's
put on?
It's kind of like a rainbow that straps to our spine boards.
Okay.
So if somebody's in cardiac arrest, we're doing CPR, fire's doing CPR, police officers, sheriff's officers, whatever, are doing CPR. But when them Lucas machines show up, it's kind of like a rainbow that goes over the chest of the person. And there's kind of a plunger that goes in right in the same position that AHA and everybody teaches to do CPR. Mm-hmm. You set a little dial and it just starts doing the CPR on its own. It doesn't get tired like we do.
Yeah.
So it frees up some people in the back of the ambulance where the paramedics can do what they need to do, and not have to worry about doing CPR and try to, do some medications or whatever else they were wanting to do. So we've had really good luck. In fact, I think the first one, don't quote me, but I'm thinking it's the first one that we used in Rutherford County. patient walked out of the hospital like 3 or 4 days later.
Wow.
So we're getting a lot more people doing that. We're getting ROS back, which is return of spontaneous circulation. I don't have the numbers of how many's walking out of the hospital, but it's grown. We've had a big increase. It's increased so much that our director Brian is wanting to put on a banquet for some of these survivors that have survived from cardiac arrest, and get with them.
Sure.
Let them meet the paramedics that actually took care of them and things like that, and just kind of get everybody together.
Do you think this could be something down the road? I mean, you see the defibrillators in a lot of places. I mean, could this be something that's now just as popular?
It is, and
okay.
what's really helping is not just the Lucas machine, but bystander CPR.
Yeah,
that's helped a bunch. The churches, the schools, they've all got the AEDs. They've got people trained. I know of a survivor from cardiac arrest that the first person that got to that person was a guy that worked at a storage shed. He started CPR before the police department showed up. The police department showed up, they took over until we showed up. Then we showed up, fire showed up, and but we're getting more survivors that way by bystanders doing CPR.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. So we'll kind of keep an eye on those machines as well. Appreciate you coming in and giving us a little update on things going on with Rutherford County EMS.
All righty. Well, thank you, sir.
All right, Brent Carter joining us today with Rutherford County Emergency Medical Services. And don't forget, you can go to WGNSradio.com/listen to see where you can hear your favorite WGNS shows live and on demand, and even watch on Big G TV. That's WGNSradio.com/listen. Thanks for joining us today. We'll see you back here next time.
Hello friends, Lenny Farmer with Jennings & Ayers Funeral Home. More than I can count, we have taken care of families who were totally caught off guard with the passing of a loved one.